What does a typical apartment in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, look like? How do we live? What is the community like? Today, I will show you that just a few kilometers apart, there are places where people have been living in cramped 40 square meter spaces for decades, while others are apartments with $1 million view. Hello, I'm Nhi. I live in Hanoi, and today I will take you to see typical homes in Hanoi, Vietnam. This is collective housing, a housing model built from the 1960s to the 1980s during the subsidy period. The apartment is only 20 to 30 square meters for the whole family to live in. You will see the national flag hung right at the entrance, a familiar image in Vietnamese community life. There is no private drying yard. Residents string lines right in front of the porch. Clothes hang everywhere over the heads of passers-by. The outdoor space becomes a natural extension of the cramped house. Before the year 2010, a newsstand like this was the main source of news for Vietnamese people. The tangled network of electrical wires, a characteristic image of Vietnamese urban areas. This is a free outdoor exercise area. Residents of all ages can exercise without paying membership fees. This is the common entrance of the collective housing block. The electric meters of many households are mounted on a shared board, because the corridor area is too small to separate each house. I start climbing the stairs to the upper floors. The steps have been worn smooth through decades of use. On the way to ask for the entrance, I happen to meet a very friendly neighbor. After just a few stories, she invited me into her home. An unexpected hospitality. Let us step inside together to see how a family in this collective housing block really lives. This house was built 40 years ago. It is currently worth about $200,000, with a rental price of about $230. Today, even though the house is old, many families still keep these items as a piece of memory instead of changing to modern furniture. This room is the part where the homeowner arbitrarily hired someone to weld an iron frame, protruding outward from the balcony to have an extra 7 square meters. Because the elderly couple has no income, they partitioned it into a room to rent out for $80. The name tiger cage comes from its shape resembling an animal cage, which both prevents theft and keeps people from falling. But these very iron bars once caused many people to get stuck and unable to escape during fires. Today, it has become an inseparable part of Hanoi. Inside that tiger cage, the cramped space is thoroughly utilized. Oh, a bicycle is here. Another corner is turned into a mini garden with a few potted plants and a hand-painted ceramic vase. Above, clothes hang dangling to dry in the wind. An iron frame, originally to prevent theft, now becomes a warehouse, a drying yard, and a small garden. Do you see? The entrance to the toilet is so narrow that two people walking will touch each other. Water pipes are installed entirely exposed on the outside of the wall, instead of hidden inside. That is a popular construction style from the 80s and 90s. This yellow tank is a mini water heater. It only heats water right when in use and does not store it, thus saving significant electricity every month. The moldy patches on the wall come from the year-round air humidity of over 70%. The stain on the wall looks like a painting of leaves, but is actually the trace of many years of mold and leaks. Do not take your eyes off the screen. Right after this, I will take you to explore things that you will never see in America. Amidst the old concrete blocks and tangled power lines, this balcony is lush green like a small garden. This is a Sidewalk bicycle repair shop. Right under this ancient tree, just a wooden box for tools and a few small plastic chairs. The elderly mechanic with white hair sits quietly patching each tire. Customers sit right next to him, chatting while waiting. A small shoe repair shop is also very simple. Outdoor hair salons right on the sidewalk. This is a sidewalk haircut spot, where low-income earners, or those who do not care much about their appearance, often visit. They only need a neat and cool short haircut, which costs only about $1 to $2 per cut. Oh, jackfruit. Have you ever seen this kind of fruit? It is very sweet and fragrant. This is a sidewalk eatery suitable for rush hour, popular among many students, thanks to its affordable prices and delicious food. This roast meat shop at the corner also offers roasting services. Customers bring the ingredients and only pay for the roasting labor. This sanitation worker quietly pushes a heavy garbage cart along the road. No one pays much attention to their work. But thanks to trips like these, the street keeps its clean and neat appearance every morning. The area is only a few square meters, but this grocery store holds hundreds of different items. From candies, instant noodles to tea, personal items, more than some shelves in large supermarkets. Let us go to the market to see what is there. Entering this market, the first thing that catches the eye is the chaos of piled-up clothes. But if you observe carefully, everything has the seller's own order. They remember exactly where each item is, under which layer, even though the whole stall looks like it has never been organized. No fixed price tags, no barcodes, only the memory and years of experience of the seller. To me, that is what gives Vietnamese markets their own vitality, unlike anywhere else. Green bananas, spring onions, duck eggs, all piled up without any specific order. Most agricultural products in Hanoi's local markets are imported every night from large wholesale markets like Long Bien, where goods pour in from vegetable-growing areas around the capital. Just a few miles away, life is completely different. Now, I'm going to take you on a tour to see what life is like in a high-end apartment complex. There's a row of automated rental lockers where residents can temporarily store items or receive packages without any face-to-face interaction. You just scan a QR code to unlock it. The lobby features black leather chairs, lotus wall art, and polished stone floors reflecting the ceiling lights. A space designed to feel elegant right from the entrance. The building is 35 stories high, with a 3-level underground parking garage, housing a total of 287 units. Right as you walk in, there's a built-in shoe cabinet seamlessly designed with the hardwood floors, with white doors matching the apartment's color scheme. This is an open-concept kitchen that connects to the living room to maximize the square footage. Most Vietnamese meals start with bottles of fish sauce and other familiar spices. Even though Vietnamese people still love to cook from scratch every day, the microwave has become an almost indispensable appliance. This is a very typical living room setup for many affluent Vietnamese families, whether they live in a luxury condo or an older apartment building. The centerpiece of the room is always a wooden furniture set, usually made of mahogany or rosewood, meticulously hand-carved with floral and bird motifs, and inlaid with shimmering mother-of-pearl. For the Vietnamese, the living room isn't just a living space. It's the face of the entire family. It's where they host relatives, friends, and business partners, especially Kili during the Lunar New Year. A small potted plant sits quietly in the corner of the balcony, between two giant glass towers, lit up all night, as if trying to hold on to a bit of nature in the concrete jungle. This is the master bedroom of the apartment, a light-colored wooden bed, mint green bed sheets, and warm nightlights. Everything is neat and minimalist. One of my favorite spots is this lounge chair, right by the window, wide enough to sit back, relax, and take in the city skyline at night. This is the entrance to the apartment's parking garage, located entirely underground. A true basement garage. It's fully equipped with automatic barrier gates, surveillance cameras, and 24/7 security staff. Cars are parked in clearly numbered, designated spots by zone, like C12 to F12. The funny thing is, right next to a row of luxury cars like Mercedes, the motorcycle parking area is just as packed and crowded as the streets outside. Did you know that motorcycles are the primary mode of transportation in Vietnam? They're just so convenient for getting around the city. Taking a walk around the complex, you can really tell this is a gated community, with all the amenities right on site. Right on the ground level of the building, there are hair salons. The janitorial staff diligently cleans the glass lobby every day, keeping the space sparkling clean. This is the community rec area, where residents can play pickleball, badminton, and other sports. The playground is nestled under shade trees, where you can hear kids laughing every afternoon. Now, I'm going to head into this grocery store. The leafy greens are pre-packaged in plastic bags. A bag of mustard greens costs about 12,000 Vietnamese dong, which is less than 50 cents. These are imported fruits. To save money, I usually buy seasonal fruits from local vendors instead of shopping here. Australian red grapes sell for roughly $3.60 a pound, almost $8 a kilo, which is definitely not cheap, considering the average income in Vietnam. These are my absolute favorite nuts, but I only treat myself to them on special occasions because they're pretty pricey, around $13.60 a pound. No permanent tables or chairs. Just popping the trunk is enough to set up a full-blown professional espresso machine. It has the rustic, slightly dusty look of an old car, But on the inside, it operates with the standards of a true specialty coffee shop. This kind of setup is a huge hit with office workers and locals taking their morning walk, because it's super convenient to grab a cup on the go. It's not a brick-and-mortar spot. It's a nomadic coffee shop. It might be parked in this neighborhood today and pop up on a completely different street tomorrow. I think it's pretty sweet with a touch of saltiness. I really love it. As I sit here, my mind starts to wander about life. Does true happiness stem from a life of wealth and convenience? Or is it found in the ordinary moments with our beloved ones, nurturing a tiny space into a cozy home together? To me, happiness is also when we learn to cherish the little things around us, and to live in a tight-knit neighborhood filled with sharing and connection. A home doesn't have to be grand or fancy. As long as there is warmth, no matter how tiny it is, it will always be the ultimate sanctuary, where one can retreat after an exhausting day.